Understanding money. Hello, hello, hello. Like I always like to say, good morning, South Florida. Hello,
Now you
world.
say it louder on the radio.
Well, we got to get that music
Okay,
in.
all right. That hypes you up a little bit.
Yeah, that music, as soon
Okay.
as we get, that's my fight music, As soon as we get that music, what's our second show? So as soon as we get that music on, then it'll get me all pumped up, ready to go.
All right, all
Hey,
right, all
I'm
right.
Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. In the beautiful studios, yes, of the Henderson Financial Group upstairs in our studio. And joining me live here on Facebook Live is my co-host, sister-in-law, business partner, Lynda V. Harris. Lynda, how you doing today?
I'm doing really well. So far this morning, life is well. I didn't get stopped by one red light from Ocean Drive to I-95, all green lights. Listen, if that's an indication of my day, I'll take it. I'm doing really well.
And hey, the good thing about it, you didn't get pulled over by a cop.
Oh, yeah,
That
this is true. And I broke a couple speed limits, but I made it. You're right. That is a good thing.
you ain't get pulled over, man, by a cop, man. I tell you.
I don't know if they're pulling people over these days. You think they kind of
Oh,
tap down on that?
man, they getting even worse right
getting
now.
worse.
You can't tell. They getting worse.
We love
man.
our policemen. Let's not clown.
We
the
got a
popo.
lot of clients
Let's
that
not
are
clown
police
the popo.
officers.
Right.
We got a lot of clients that police officers, correctional officers, firefighters. We got clients all over the world. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm Robert Henderson. I'm the president of the Henderson Financial Group, and this show is called Understanding Money. Lynda V. Harris is my wife Natalie's sister.
Younger sister.
She's a little baby sister. I've been married to her sister for 33 years. We all went to high school together, so it's a family thing. At 9 o'clock, my daughter Hyacinth, who's been with us for 17 years, she'll be having her Facebook Live show coming on. So tune in also for that show. She has a lot of insight. She's a stockbroker, investment advisor also. But today, Lynda, I want to talk to you about, especially during these trying times,
Okay.
what's going on in our world. I would like to say we're living in what they call lugubrious times. Lugubrious. Yeah, that's our word for
I
today.
like it.
You like that? Lugubrious. How am I spelling lugubrious? L as in love, U as in uncle, G as in George, U as in uncle, B as in boy, R as in Robert, I as in Idaho, O as in ocean, U as in Uncle S and S. Lugubrious times, okay?
Is that gloomy?
Yeah. Huh?
Gloomy times? Lugubrious?
Lugubrious means gloomy times, mournful. We're mourning because there's a lot of people who are out of work. There's a lot of businesses that have been around for 100 years are really filing for bankruptcy and going out of business. There's a lot of small and mom and pop restaurants and stores that are never going to open again.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of, I'm saying mourning because there's a lot of people of color, African American, black people, have just been murdered. And it's been murdered been being murdered for a long time. We have been. And it's this systematic racism that is now coming more to light. And I'm glad people are talking about it. I mean, it has been happening. Who would have ever thought that Apple, the smartphone, would be an instrument to help bring all of this injustice and this systematic racism to light? Who'd ever thunk that?
No, it's unprecedented times, Robert. And let's just turn this mess into a message, and let's just turn it into something, hopefully, that we can all learn from.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And even the playing field with this economic and the wealth gap that we have, and which is why we do what we do, to do our part, because at the end of the day, like the song says, it's all about the money.
Yes.
That's what we're here to try to uplift, talk about, and put more in your pocket,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. And I got to take my hats off, for black people are coming together, really, really coming together and uniting and recognize that, hey, man, we're in a fight. And the young people, man, I tell you, I am so impressed with the young people, man. First of all, we were saying that generation wasn't, woke. But man, that generation really is woke, and they're saying we ain't taking this. And I gotta take my hat off for the good white people. I tell you something, man. If we didn't have some good white people, Lynda, man, we couldn't fight this fight on our own because just the pure numbers. I mean, it's only about 41 million black people in this country. I mean, we got $328 million in America. Excuse me, 328 million people in America. I'm always thinking dollars and cents, right? We got 328 million people in America. It's only about 41 million of those 328 million that are black. So we couldn't do it all on our own. No more than back slavery or Martin Luther King when he was civil rights. They needed a lot of good white people. But the difference is that during those times, there was a lot of deacons, there's a lot of preachers, a lot of rabbis, a lot of priests that was marching and saying that this just wasn't right, equal rights, and they was marching during the civil rights. This time, although you do have preachers and deacons and ministers and priests, you have a lot of grassroots people. You have a lot of all nationalities, from Asians to Chinese people to Spanish people to just white people. I mean, you have everybody that's saying it's just not right. And these are unprecedented times. But, I always say that, this too shall pass, but we have to stick to it and we have to be strong. One thing, when we say Black Lives Matter, they still, a lot of people who really trying to not realize the truth. We know that all lives matter, but right now our brothers and sisters are really, really getting hammered, and we're seeing that. So really, not to take away from all lives matter, but Black lives do matter. We do count.
Yeah.
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 And last week, remember I was talking about when my Jewish a firm that I used to work with, a really prominent firm, minimum account size was $2 million. When one of the owners said, Robert, the difference between the blacks and Jews, there's 6 million Jews at the time, and he said this. This was in the 80s, and it was about 30 million blacks, and he said the difference between the 6 million Jews and the 30 million blacks was that all 6 million Jews count. They controlled something. They was worth something, and that never left me. That always stuck with me, and I wanted to count. Lynda, you count, and especially what's going on right now. All of us to feel like that. We should take up that manner and say, we count. We really count. Because Lynda, I really think that it's not going to really change, although some change will take place. But when we value ourselves and show the world just how valuable we are, you know that?
And it starts with us valuing ourselves.
It starts with us.
I agree.
Every time it really starts with us. Because people, when you say Black Lives Matter, we can't, kill each other and cause each other harm. We have to show the world that we matter. And you hurt one of us, it's going to be outrage. We can't. Because, a lot of people that don't look like us, they like to say, why are y'all complaining? Y'all kill each other every day. And we say, hey, but it's us. But the point is that we need to show the world just how valuable we are. None of us should be killing each other. You don't see what happened in other communities. You don't see the Jews just known for just killing each other every night, Although I have to say that this systematic racism whole regime controls the media.
Gotcha.
So even
that plays a big part.
Yeah, because there might be a lot of crime that's taking place in other neighborhoods, but they just don't spotlight it.
Gotcha.
Because I know, like Tavares used to work for Miami Beach, like 28 different hotels. He was one of the managers. And Tavares works in our office right now. He's been with us for about 3 years, the stockbroker. But I said, Tavares, on Miami Beach, South Beach, you never hear any crime. And he says, are you killing me? He says, are you serious? He says, almost every week, somebody in the hotel committing suicide. They're cutting their throats. It's always fights. He said, it just doesn't make the news.
Gotcha.
So they control the news, and it makes us feel like Black people in every country and every state lead the news, the evening news, and it makes us, not only us, feel bad about ourselves and our value, but it also plays a part in helping good white people think down on us also. Because they think that they bamboozled us, and they bamboozled good white people also to make them think less of us,
Okay, CARES Act.
CARES Act.
Yes.
She don't like when I talk like this.
Oh,
I'm like a rebel. She don't like when I talk about really what's really happening,
okay.
why this happened. I like to go into the origin. So we're going to talk today about the CARES Act.
Okay.
The CARES Act, economically, and most of us have been touched by it. I would say in this year, in March 27th, Matter of fact, I know that day because that's my firstborn. birthday, March 27th. He's
Okay.
41 years old now. I guess I'm dating myself, right? But on March 27th, overwhelmingly, bipartisan support came in for the CARES Act, the Stimulus Act. Now, you might not know the name CARES Act, but you do know that stimulus package when you get
They got
$1,200
that
that come in the mail.
$1,200 check. Right, 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 right.
And when you get that $1,200, and also if you're a business owner, a lot of people have gotten money because their business is hurting. They have to be able to support their employees. They need money. So Congress passed bipartisan for the first time since Trump been in office that they actually passed something this big. It was over $2 trillion. I mean, 2 trillion with a T. Now, a lot of people have gotten the money, and then some people got the money and shouldn't have gotten the money, like the Los Angeles Lakers or Ruth Chris, some of these big corporations.
I know.
But they have been shamed into returning the money back. And there's still a lot of small and pop people that didn't get the money, you know? Do you know anybody that got big money, Linda?
No,
Yeah.
I do not.
No?
I do not know. I
yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know a couple people that got business owners that got a couple $1 million,
Okay.
$3 million. One guy who operates a crane. Now, they're not of color.
Okay.
I don't know anybody that got that kind of money of color.
Gotcha.
I do know people that don't look like you and I who have gotten that kind of money. I don't know. I know a lot of the ministers in churches have not gotten their fair share. I know
Okay.
that, but I know the other ones have. So the CARES Act, the first part that we know about getting that money, that $600, they're saying they want to do another round of stimulus. It's been over $2 million. But what most people don't know, inside of this CARES Act, there's something that is, they passed a law also on March 27th that's going to end at the end of this year that gives you, me, and I, individuals, we can tap in and help ourselves and tap into our 401k plans, our retirement, any qualified plan. They're saying, hey, if you have it for the first time, you can use it without being penalized. What do you think about that?
I like it, but I'm a little on the fence about it, Rob.
Tell me why.
Because if you're not disciplined, if you don't have a strategy, I don't want people to feel like that's a go-to. We've always told our clients that 401ks, retirement, it's like a sacred cow. Don't touch it. So if you're not disciplined and have a plan, should you really go into your retirement to eat and everyday living expenses and to buy grocery and to pay the mortgage? Or are we still, are these such unprecedented times that all bets are off now, and what used to apply doesn't anymore? Because it's hard. People have built up those 401ks after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years at their place of employment. And now, because the rules have changed, granted, we have a global pandemic. We can
That's
go
important.
get it now. That's important. I just don't want them to use it unwisely, because it's going to be hard to get back.
Well, it's not the point using it unwisely. I mean, when we tell people, and reason why it's available, because some people don't know it's available, and some people are eating cat food. You know, they don't know that they can tap into their qualified plans
Without penalty.
without penalties. And if you under 59 and a half, they waive that 10% penalty. And on top of that, you can get up to $100,000 out of there without any penalty, and the taxes. Now, they didn't waive the taxes. Normally, when you take out $100,000, they got to take out 20% for taxes.
Absolutely.
But this time, they're saying you can spread that 20%, which would be $20,000 over 3 years. So instead of paying $20,000 on $100,000, next year you only have to pay $6,700. You can spread the $20,000 and pay it over 3 years, which is huge, Linda.
It's huge. I'm just cautious, Rob, and it's not for everybody. Can we agree? If you know, could to thine own self be true. And if you know you're not going to do the right thing with that money, and I'm not saying you should go in the food lines and wait 5 hours. I get it. These are unprecedented times. But it's something about going into that retirement.
Well,
And we know 90% of people not going to do I shouldn't say that.
Linda, the only reason why you're saying that is
Okay.
because you say that people probably keep that money into their qualified plan, and then later on when they retire, then take the money out so they can have something, right?
Right.
But think about this. Let's think about
Okay.
the tax implications of why I'm saying this and why this law. And I want you to really think about this.
Okay.
Because a lot of the smart money is taking the money out. Let me tell you why. Right now, taxes are at all-time lows.
Yes.
And you know Trump that's in the White House, he ain't doing a whole lot about taxes. Okay? So taxes right now, most people are in the 10, 15, 20%, especially corporations. And right now taxes are very low. At least we know taxes. You know what taxes are right now.
It's not an
Do you
unknown.
think taxes are going to be higher 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Think about it.
No.
Okay.
It will not.
You just proved my point. So why would you wait and continue to build up more money into your qualified plan? And especially if you think taxes are going to be higher 5, 10, 15 years from now, then you're going to have to pay more when you take the money out. A lot of people make the mistake. They think when they put money into a retirement plan, they call it deferred. But I don't like to use the word deferred. I like to use the words postponement. Because when you say postponement, then that really hits home with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Postpone means that it's not forgiven. You're going to have to pay this tax sooner or later. So right now, if you know, it's always good to know what you know. But the problem is most of us don't even know what we don't even know that we don't even know. So if you don't know that taxes right now, taking $100,000 out or $50,000 out, you know right now you can avoid the 10% penalty. You know that the taxes, you can spread it over 3 years. They're going to close this door at the end of the year. That's never happened before, and it's not going to happen again. So this may be a good chance. Now, if you say, no, I want to keep it in there, you're deferring, postponing something that is going to happen. It is, matter of fact, it's going to happen, and you might be paying, good chance you're going to pay more in taxes. Why do I say that? Well, right now, the U.S. debt is over $26 trillion. 26 trillion. That's a T. A lot of people can't grasp what $1 trillion is. I'll give you an example. If you started counting $1, $2, $3, $4, you know how long it'll take you just to count to 1 trillion?
How long?
Over 31,000 years. You $1,000. I mean $1.
Yeah,
$1,
that puts it into
$2.
perspective.
You follow me?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and right now the U.S. debt is over not only 1 trillion, but 26 trillion. And I got to remind you also, the government, the federal government, they don't make nothing. They get money from us. They tax us, business. Anytime you make money, you got to pay taxes. That's how they get the money. So now think about it. If the U.S. are in debt, we're in debt 26 trillion. And mind you, you got over $22 trillion in qualified plans. People that are saying, no, I'm not going to pay my taxes now, I'm going to pay them later. Even though I don't know what the tax is going to be, but I'm going to pay them later. What kind of bargain is that?
So let me say this. Very good points. All of that is very good points for the disciplined individual, for the person that's going to take that money out. You're right. This is a once in a lifetime thing.
Yes.
Prayerfully, we won't have another pandemic. You take it out, you can spread it out over 3 years. But Robert, I'm just concerned that they're going to take that money out. Like we know 90% of people don't have enough money in their retirement. We're just not planners and savers. So now we have an opportunity to take the money out, spread out the taxes, no penalty, but you got to do the right thing with it.
Well, no, you're not saying nothing no different. You're not saying anything different. I mean, what you saying? That's like saying not give somebody a raise because you're going to blow the money. It's still their money.
But this is not a raise money. This is retirement. This is taking you from being part of the poorest in older age. You know, older black women are the poorest in America. So now you take that money out, that 100,000, and you 50-ish, 52. You know how long it's going to take you to get that 100,000 back again?
I'm not saying take the money out, Lynda, and make it rain or go to the casinos. I'm not saying that.
Because you can't buy clothes. Where you going?
Lynda,
you can't go out to eat. Everything's closed down. What's the strategy?
Well,
I guess
Lynda,
to live off of?
No, there's a lot of things that you can do if you come to a good financial advisory firm. Okay?
That's the key.
Anytime a fool in his money, a fool in his money will surely part. I'm not saying just take the money and go make it rain or go shopping. I'm saying use that money to build wealth and you can control, but you have to have a plan.
Very important. You got to have a strategy. You have to have a plan. This CARES Act will work only if you have a plan. It's going to turn into the Uncare and Not Care Act if you mess up your money.
Well, if you are a fool, you're gonna lose your money anyway.
Right,
I don't care
right,
if you
right,
win the
right,
lotto
right,
or
right,
whatever
right,
happens.
right.
I mean, if you're an athlete, you're gonna be a fool if you're gonna
Right,
spend your
right,
money.
right.
What I'm saying that this opportunity here, and a lot of people didn't know about it. And you can take this money and you can do whatever you want to. If you get with a good financial planner, okay, certified hopefully, and you can actually go into invest real estate. There's a lot of things you can do. We have a strategy also that you can put that money into a life insurance strategy and have it grow and never lose your money, and also get retirement tax-free money. There's
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of things.
talking about.
Yeah,
That's everything.
yes.
That's everything. So don't just, listen to people and listen to your coworker or listen to Miss Rudolph or Mr. Jesse, and they do that. You didn't know this, you didn't know that, and you go do that. Next thing you look up, you have not done the right thing with that money, and that's almost a third of your retirement money.
Well, let's talk about this whole, when you say defer or postpone. I don't have a IRA. I don't have a 401k. I don't like them. See, when I learned about them, when I went to the upper room and they took me behind the curtains and told me exactly those are for the masses.
Okay.
I don't eat canned good. I don't eat TV dinners.
Right.
I like
Gotcha.
private chef. Give me the good stuff.
Gotcha.
Don't give me the well water. I want the good water. You follow me?
Absolutely.
So when they told me exactly how most qualified plans are a Trojan horse. One, Lynda, when you have your money locked up inside of a qualified plan, come on, when the stock market drop, it just dropped. I mean, you lose 30% of your money. You have no control. And if you're going to be putting money in some financial instrument, at least you want to have some control.
Okay.
You don't want to have it where all of a sudden, something happened over in China or something happened politically, and all of a sudden, you lose half your money. I mean, look what's happening with this whole COVID-19. There's a lot of people that have lost a lot of money. Now, if you have time, it will come back. I want to say that. It will come back. But when I say you have time, we don't really know. Because this coronavirus, they don't even have a cure for it right now. This thing, man, is off the, it's off the chain. They don't even know. They open up and now they're closing back. And with that happening, this week alone, the stock market dropped over 1,000 points. I mean, look at the airline industry. A lot of the airline industries are scaling back.
Yeah. So you're saying it's time for making sure you have the G word, guaranteed returns,
Yes.
in your portfolio.
Well, at least, and you got to have access to your funds. When you give your money and put it into qualified plans, most people, let's face it, they don't really understand stocks. They don't understand mutual funds.
No, they don't.
I mean, come on, think about it. They weren't educated.
And well, most people don't. That's why I'm so cautious of having them take money out their retirement account.
But there's other assets, Lynda. There's other assets, and I do believe in having control. A lot of people can't breathe, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, they really can't. Financially, they just can't.
Okay.
I mean, they're having a hard time. They weren't fortunate enough to get that stimulus. They probably got the $1,200, but they haven't gotten the $100,000 and the $50,000.
For the average city county worker, because they haven't opened up yet.
Right.
The average government office, the federal courthouses, they haven't opened up yet, even though they're still getting paid.
Right.
Say that. But the point is, a lot of people really are suffering, and a lot of people really, don't go into the. So I think there's a donut. There's a hole there. So you got the ones that's in the food lines, that got the stimulus check, that's not paying me my rent, but
See there? Right.
And then you got the ones that, 6-figure. That it's a little scary. Not enough to go in the food line because can't be caught on camera in the food line. But it's scary because, my wife at the department store manager has been furloughed because there are no department stores are closed. So if I was a head honcho at Bloomingdale's, I'm not anymore. So you have that donut hole of a lot of people that's right in the middle, Robert. And make too much for the food line, but still furloughed from Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't have access to capital. Now, there's people that have $3, $4, $5, $1 million or more inside of these qualified plans. You notice the government says we're going to top it off. The maximum you can take out is $100,000.
Okay.
They didn't say you can take it all out.
Okay.
And they did not forgive the taxes.
Okay.
They're saying you can spread the taxes over because, like, I want to really emphasize, the government doesn't make anything. The government gets its money from you and me and us. Every time we make money, we have to pay taxes. So they're not going to forgive taxes, but they forgave this one time, this 10% penalty if you are under 59 and a half. I mean, for us, a lot of our clients that come in, a lot of clients are kids that are graduating. They're becoming engineers and biochemists. And when they come to us and they'll say, hey, Mr. Henderson, Lynda, I just started working at GE, or I started working at some company, and they're paying me $70,000, and I'm 24 or 25 years old. And they said, listen, can you tell me what plan should I go into my company's 401k? And the first thing I asked them, I said, let me look and see the portfolio which your company is offering you. You know, if it's Vanguard or Fidelity, I want to look at the plan. Secondly, I ask them, do they know about mutual funds? Do they know how it works? So we educate them. And then I say, listen, you're 24 years old. I don't want you maxing out your 401k. If you want to put money in your 401k, I want you to put it up right to the max. If they're matching you 5%, that's what I want you to put up, 5%. The rest of that money, we're still going to try to put away as much as possible, but we're going to put it away into other guaranteed principal accounts where you have access. And the other accounts that I'm talking about, it doesn't tie your money up for 30 years where you don't have control, and it's not tied and invested in the stock market. You can get fantastic returns outside of the stock market without risking your principal or losing your money and having control. These other plans give you actually access to your money. Can you imagine being 24 years old, 25, and they say, hey, listen, I'm going to do and follow the rest of the cattle, and I'm going to put my money in a 401k, and I got to leave it in there for over 30 years, and I have no access to it. And if the market drops, it drops, and I just look at my statement and go, oops. Come on, that's your mother's parents. We're supposed to learn, and we're supposed to evolve. And I'm telling you right now, there are better things out there. Just like we used to have the flip phone, there's a smartphone now.
Right. And I suspect that 25 or 30 years, you may run into opportunities in that time span where you're going to want to get your money.
Without a penalty.
Without a penalty. There's going to be opportunities. You know, a lot of people forming all kind of partnerships and inventing apps and putting on festivals, and you're going to want to get your money. There are other, like you said, unconventional ways that you can add to your wealth, and it may not be letting your money sit there for 30 years. So especially as a young person, you have time to grow it, you have time for it to multiply, and you're going to be faced with some opportunities, whether it's buying a building or going into a partnership with your friends. So you want access to that money.
So that's why I don't. That's why I think right now, Lynda, this CARES Act that a lot of people overlook and don't know about it, I look at it as an opportunity. I'm not saying take all. If you only have 100,000, take out 50,000. You know, find out how can you best use this money. But don't just sit there. You have to be proactive. You have to do something. You have to get involved. If you don't know anybody, call our office. Let me give out that number. Give out the number, Lynda. They can call our office, and we'll talk to them.
Yeah, we have to talk to you because you got to have a plan for that money. Miss Harris is worried if you don't have a plan for that money. Office is 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. We're on Facebook Live. If you have a question, just type it in. We can see your questions coming in. These are difficult times. These are the best of times. These are the worst of times.
The lugubrious times. Mournful times. Alarming times. Gloomy times, especially with the stock market. You know, it's amazing how the market is reacting to what's going on with the coronavirus because, investments that you would normally invest in, like let's say restaurants. Restaurants, they're at all-time lows. And then when we thought that, we're getting past and things were getting better, the restaurant stocks started going up. As soon as they said, no, we're having a second wave, restaurant stocks, not only restaurants, but also airline stocks started dropping. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing what's happening with the cruise ships.
Wow. I
mean, even though the cruise liners are saying they're doing everything, just like the casino industry in Las Vegas is able to open, and the casino was saying, hey, we're doing the same thing, but the CDC saying, don't even talk to us. We're not letting y'all open.
Wow.
Now, what's the difference between the cruise line stock and the airline, and the casino Gambling.
I'm
Come on now.
sorry,
In Las
Robert.
Vegas, there's a
Cruise
lot of
ships are a
people.
petri dish on water.
But what about?
I'm not doing the
But you go to
cruise.
Las Vegas and them casinos
But you can
next to
walk
each other.
out and go into the fresh air. It's not an aluminum petri dish on the ocean. Now, you can't say
You know,
you can't do
it's amazing because some industries are allowed to open. I still think it's about money.
that. Okay.
I
Well,
really
cruise
do.
ships are registered in the Bahamas and Panama. They don't even pay taxes here. So I think that they're not
it's
looked at
political.
as favorable.
It's political.
It's political. They
It's
didn't get a stimulus or a CARES Act because they're not registered in the U.S. You know what I mean?
it's really all about money. That's why we call this show Understanding Money. It's all about money. I don't care if it's religion, I don't care if it's relationships. Now, and I mean that's all about money. Education, we know it's all about money. I mean, it says one. It appears to be one thing, but really behind the curtain is another thing. It's always about the dollar, and we know that the criminal justice system. We know that's about money.
So I'm trying to find, and I like the topic of today's show, and these lugubrious
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 times.
times, some type of, I don't even know if I can say silver lining, or positivity or opportunity, but the CARES Act is really giving some people, again, I want you to be disciplined. Go, whether it's us or anyone else, please get advice. But this is an opportunity. You're not going to be penalized. You can spread the tax
Over 3 years.
over 3 years. There's now an opportunity to have access to your money and do something with it. Don't buy groceries. Don't make it. I shouldn't say that.
What you say don't? I mean, if somebody needs to eat, Lynda, you can't say don't buy groceries. Well, you want to just have money tucked
You know,
away.
I think it's because people are resilient, and I think we will find a way. And I don't want that to be.
I mean, you should
the
say don't go
everyday-
buy red bottom shoes, don't go buy
All right,
jewelry
all
and all
right.
that stuff. I mean, but grocery, that's something. I mean, food and shelter, you
Man,
need that.
I will be out there gardening. I'm just saying, just make sure you use it wisely. It'll go so quick if you use it for everyday things, and then you look up and it's not. You don't have that in your retirement anymore. Just please go to someone that can help you plan with that. money.
Well, that's why you come to the Henderson
everything.
Financial Group. That's why
Absolutely.
That's why you come to the Henderson Financial Group. We're experts. We've been doing this for over 30
Because
years.
you're not that sophisticated. Just because it's out there, just because it's possible, it's not for everybody. I know you can do it, but that don't mean you should do it. Because it could. I'm still a little. I'm
Lynda,
scared.
Lynda, I like having control of my money.
I do too, Robert.
And I like having
But you
access to my
you a
money.
CFP.
Yes,
But
I am a
and
CFP.
The average person, again, 90% of people don't have enough to retire on because they don't plan.
But
so
let me-
don't.
But Lynda, just because you don't know, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I would go to a doctor.
So
I'm not an
that's why
attorney, but I
that's
would
why
go
we're
to an
saying,
attorney.
yeah,
I mean, you
come
don't have
to a
you don't have to
financial
be
advisor.
it. Yes, there's help out there. I mean, really, just because you don't know, and just because you're not conscious to something, that don't mean that it's not happening. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean it's not happening.
But just be true to yourself. If you know you're not going to come to the doctor of money, we are doctors of money. Don't mess with that money.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I'm saying.
like I said, it's deep inside of the whole CARES Act, and most people know about the stimulus,
That
the
is good
$1,200.
stuff, though. That's
Most people know about getting checks if you have business. I know a lot of people who have gotten 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, $2 million. I know people who have gotten that in their business because
That's
they
a
have a
huge come
business.
up.
Yeah, it's large. But there's a lot of people saying that, hey, I work for the county, I work for the state.
Right, that don't
we
matter.
it doesn't apply for us. So the second part of the CARES Act says, no, you have access. If you have put money away for your retirement and you're under 59 and a half, or even if you're over 59 and a half, then you automatically avoid the 10% penalty. Okay. There's some people that are 62, 60 years old or whatever, and they still working. Some people that are 70 years old and they still working, and they feel like, hey, I can't touch this money. Yes, you can right now. You can touch the money and you can spread the taxes over 3 years. And that's huge. That's big.
Don't touch it and pay off your house.
Well,
Don't touch it and pay off your car. Don't. I mean,
it
you
depends
have
now.
To use,
I mean, it depends on the financial situation. I don't really like paid off houses.
exactly.
I don't like paid off houses because I
Okay.
think that, you know, when you paid off house, that's a lot of equity, a lot of money.
That's my point.
That's
You
just trapped
need
in there. That it's not
professional
growing
help.
at anything. I mean, when you have a house paid off, really, when you really think about it, when you're saying actually, you know, God has blessed you and you really should be using and everything should be working on all cylinders, your money should never sleep. Your money should always be earning money for you. You should never have money earning nothing. You shouldn't.
And that's what a paid off house does.
Yeah, that's what a paid off house does. It really does.
It's
I
money
mean,
earning
because think
nothing.
about it. Some people will say, Linda, I owe $300,000 on my house. When I get ready to retire, I got $1 million. I'm gonna take $300,000 and pay off my house. Let me tell you something. I want you all to look at it this way.
Okay.
If you have $300,000 in debt, okay, but you have $300,000 in an account that's growing and earning you interest,
Okay.
and you have access to, you don't have any debt. You don't. Because all you have to do is just write a check. If you have $300,000 in an account that's growing you money and you have access, and you owe $300,000 in debt, and the debt is even lower than what you are earning on your investment, you don't have any debt. Why would you actually take up something that is earning and making you compound interest and pay off something that's not growing? Listen, houses was not made or built to hold money. Houses was built to hold people and family enjoyment. You're supposed to pull that money out and get it to work. I'll give you a case in point. One of our clients is on the West Coast. This girl, she makes probably about $1.2 million pharmaceutical sales, right?
Okay.
So she wanted to do what her aunt did. Her aunt has like 10 pieces of properties all paid off and she collects the rent, right? Wonder how she's doing now with this whole COVID-19 paying rent. But that's another story.
Okay.
Okay, so this client younger. So she took $200,000 and she built a duplex.
Okay.
She built a duplex, roughly about $200,000 it cost her. The duplex is valued, appraised at about $350.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
I do.
Because when you build them, you can build them cheaper than what you can just go pay for them on
Absolutely.
market value.
Absolutely.
So she built it wholesale, $200,000, worth about $350,000. So I told her, I said, listen, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out that equity. She says, no, Mr. Henderson, I feel really good. I put in $200,000. The duplex is worth $350,000. I'm collecting Section 8 rent. She says, on both sides, I'm getting $1,600. That's $3,200. I'm doing good. And I say, well, you know, you could be doing better. She says, why? I have no debt and I love that. And a lot of people like to go to the Bible and say you shouldn't be in debt. Let me tell you something. Everybody who's rich, Apple, Walmart, Amazon, make billions of dollars. They have debt.
Absolutely.
Because consumer debt is the worst debt.
Right.
But investment
There
debt,
is good debt. There's
What?
such thing as good debt.
if you don't believe me, why do you think the good US of A have $26 trillion in debt? And everybody want to come to America. Do you think America is the greatest, most prosperous country in the world?
And we can still sell our debt, and people still invest in our debts, and T-bonds and T-bills and all that stuff. So debt, there is a such thing as good debt.
Investment debt is good, man. We've been bamboozled now. Consumer debt, credit card debt,
Yeah, the car.
the car and all that. That's junk debt, you know?
Gotcha.
No, you don't want that kind of debt. But business debt that's going to make you money. Now, this is what
where
I
you
told her.
leverage. Yeah.
So this is the advice I told her. I said,
Okay,
listen,
okay.
so now you put in $200,000. The duplex is worth $350, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, I said, this is what we're gonna do. We get it appraised at $350,000. I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out $250,000
Okay.
back. She said, what? Yeah, put a $250,000 mortgage on it. She said, why would I do that? I said, because now I want you to take your money out. You built it. I want you to take your money out of it. So why would I do that? I said, because it's worth $350,000. She said, what if we have a recession and people
got your
foreclose like we
money
did in
out.
2008? I said, you got your money out.
Absolutely.
And she says, what? I said, plus when you take that $200,000 or $250,000 out, remember you have both sides rented out for $1,650. One side will pay for the $200,000, $250,000 will pay for itself.
Gotcha.
The other side, the tenant will pay. That's just all gravy, so to speak. Then you can take that $250,000, $250,000, and guess what? Build another one,
Absolutely.
and then do the same thing, and build another one, and build another one. And for defense purposes, think about this: if she have the property paid off, and doesn't pull equity out to get her money, take her money off the table, and that says a recession does happen. the value of that 350,000 goes down to
Goes down.
150,000, she just lost her money.
Yeah. So why not take it out?
Why not take it out and have
While
the
it's-
bank be
yeah,
at risk?
absolutely.
So now she's not all the risk. Have the bank assumes. We call that shifting risk.
Gotcha.
Isn't that good?
I love it.
So then now I said now you can build more, because if she didn't do that, she would have to come up and raise another 200,000 to build another duplex. And then she going to get a third one, another 200,000. No, that's not how you use leverage. That's not how the rich get richer.
Get richer.
Now, a lot of people
Absolutely.
never thought about that.
That's why they should give us a call.
That's why.
Especially if you're talking about messing with your retirement money. Again, our office number 305-825-1444. It's really, really important. These are times where, there's some things you can do, Rob, and you make a mistake, you have a do-over. When you're younger, you have a do-over. You have time to make up that money. But I'm telling you, in times, especially now, you really don't want to mess with money. It's like it's valuable as toilet paper was. Remember there was a run on the toilet paper initially? That's how money is now. We got to hold on to it. You can't be foolish with it. You can't, like I said, you're not going anywhere. Nobody going on dates. Nobody going to the hot spots. Nobody, forget all that. This is really showing us you need to buckle down, take care of your health, eat right, and just hold on to what we call that toilet paper, that sacred money. You have to hold on to it now. So
Well,
all those strategies you just mentioned, if you don't know about it, give us a call, 305-825-1444.
Yes. One of the things what I like about the CARES Act, it gives
Okay.
you assets, because you want to have assets. You want to be able to take your money. You also want to have control of it, and you want to have your money protected,
Okay.
You want to be able to do that, because when you put money into retirement accounts, you don't know the people. And a lot of people think that when you put money in retirement accounts, just because you don't see a charge, a fee, they think there's no charge or no fees. I don't understand. How do you think we in America that people are going to work for you and get nothing? They're going to send you statements. They're going to be service. It takes a lot of people to manage those funds. Come on, somebody's getting paid. So you have to don't think that, it's free. No, it's not free. It's not free.
You pay for good advice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, but there's a lot of stress. Most people I'm bothered because most people, they think that, and most people think that if they don't know about something, then it doesn't exist.
I know.
No.
And then you hear something like, I've never heard of that. I don't know anything about that. No one ever told me about that. Does that mean it doesn't exist?
Right.
People are asking, well, where do we go to get the money? How do we get our money out? Everybody has an HR department. Everybody has a retirement administrator. You want to go, the rules are different on how to get the money. But again, as part of the CARES Act, that's a standard rule. But go to your company, because we getting questions typed in, and you find out the process. But do know that under the CARES Act, you can take out what? 100,000
Maximum.
no penalty.
Right.
You will pay those taxes, but they spreading
Over 3
the
years.
damage out over 3 years.
I think
so to
that's
speak.
huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And like we said, you have to take the money out. And if you're eating cat food, so to speak, if you up to your neck, you're drowning, then you can use the money to give yourself some temporary relief. But don't
Yeah.
take it all out for that, okay?
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to take it out and go shopping and buy red bottom shoes and jewelry. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But
you
you
just
need
said something.
what? What did I just say that struck you like that? It caught me in midair. I mean, what did I
I'm
say?
sorry. Go. You're right.
Of course I know I'm right. But go ahead.
Stress can kill.
Yes.
And if you are stressed out, and if you are having a tough time putting gas in your car,
Right.
and that money is sitting there,
It's not just sitting there. If it's in the market, it's going up and down, and you watching it.
and you can relieve some
And
of
that's
that stress, i.e.,
Right.
help your health, just be smart about it. Because I tell you, there's nothing more important than health and happiness and making sure your loved ones are okay. And so, Yeah, but still have a plan for
You
it.
know, I knew you. I knew it takes a while for you, but I knew you would start thinking about, okay, Rob, that's what you
Because
said.
I tell you, it's
Yeah.
nothing more important, especially now. So you're right. If you're eating cat food and you're not, and things are just in turmoil,
And having control.
and yeah,
Access to your
yeah.
money, man. That's very, very important because when you actually, giving it to the mutual fund company or having your money tied up in these financial instruments, you don't have any control. All you're doing is waiting to end of the month or week looking at CNBC and hearing the evening news scare the dickens out of you saying
Yes.
stock
Yes.
market dropped 1,000 points or 700 points and you worried about that. You shouldn't be worried about that. First of all, most of your assets, your money should not be in the stock market.
Right. Right.
And sadly, if you go get a job, they tell you to put your money in the 401k. I'm telling you, I don't have a 401k. As soon as I found out about that, I don't have no 401k. I don't have a 401k. Think about it.
But you,
No, Linda, listen. But you saying because I'm a certified financial
Yes.
planner. Linda, I ain't always been a certified financial planner.
all right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
When you know better, you do better.
But think about it. Would you rather pay taxes on the seed or the harvest?
Mm.
I heard that. Would you rather pay? Let's walk this through. We have some
Okay.
time. Let's walk this
Let's
through.
do it.
Let's talk about. Let me just break it down to you like a 6-year-old. Would you rather pay taxes on the seed
Mm-hmm.
or the harvest? Now, if you have a bag of seeds, and let's say in the seeds you can plant crop. The bag of seeds right now, since they're seeds, only costs you $10.
Okay.
But once you plant these seeds in the ground and cultivate these seeds, harvest time, these seeds are going to be worth $1,000 per bag.
It cost me $10
Cost you $10 for the seed.
for the seed.
And we know
plant
that
them.
once you plant them
Mm-hmm.
and harvest them and cultivate them, now the drawback is time. That's where most people of color
Yes.
don't want to have no parts of it. They want it instant, 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 instant. And that's why the long money
The question will be,
always
how
leads.
long will it take to get for the
yeah.
$10?
For- yeah,
to
how
turn
long?
into
How
1,000?
long? And
How
so-
soon?
How long? How long?
Yeah, we get that
How
a lot.
long you been black? How long you been poor? How long your daddy, mama been poor?
Time is gonna pass
How long?
anyway.
And yeah, you can't stop
You
time.
can't stop time.
I don't care if you under the bridge, if you sleeping, if you watching HBO or Netflix. Time ain't stopping for nobody.
So why not use that time to assist that $10 to turn into $1,000?
Time.
Stop
How
asking
long?
how long?
How long?
How long?
And then they say, 10 years? Oh, that's too
Oh
long.
man, I could be dead if I hear that one more
10
time.
years? What if I'm dead?
What if I'm dead?
Well, if you dead, it don't matter.
I think they think that they're missing out on some good times
Yeah.
in those 10 years and without having that money in their hand. Well, I won't be able to go to the party. Or I won't be. They
10
think they're
years.
missing out
That's
on
too long.
something. It's too long.
Where you
I
gonna
know.
be?
I know.
Where you gonna be? Where you gonna be? I may be dead. Well, if you dead, that's good. You ain't gotta worry about traffic. You ain't gotta worry about money. You got,
Stop
that's
it.
good. You can rest in peace.
You won't know
If I'm
it.
dead, I hope I'm a butterfly or something. I mean, there ain't no stress. You sure don't have to worry about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this.
Okay.
The seed or the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those of you all say, no, I don't want to pay tax on the seed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pay tax on the harvest. Let's think about that.
Ooh.
If the package of seeds that's going to produce $1,000 in harvest, if these seeds in the beginning cost $10 and they tell you you got to pay 20%, well, 20% on $10 is $2.
Right.
So you get the bag of seeds. You say, I'm going to pay y'all now, government. I'm going to get y'all out of my hair. Take these $2. I don't want to be, don't talk to me. Don't be gum on my shoe. Leave me alone. This is get out of jail money. $10 for the seeds, pack of seeds. Here's your 20%, your $2. Be off with you. Then you go and invest those seeds. Harvest time come. They're $1,000. When you get ready to sell, how much you got to pay on $1,000 of harvest? You have to pay in taxes? No. Why? Because you paid the taxes beforehand. Now, for those
Paid
of you all,
$2.
you paid $2 because you paid taxes when the harvest, the seeds were low. Do you know right now in America, taxes are at all times low? Taxes are at all-time lows right now. They really are. Especially Trump came in, he hate tax. He did a whole lot for business owners. People that was playing, corporations saving billions in dollars in taxes. They might not like his morals, his values, but they like that money. And you all know it's all about the money. I love you, but baby, you got to go. What that woman said to you? Hey, what love got to do with it? Lynda, come on, you know what love, where's the money?
If you love me, you will make sure that we have money to live a comfortable life.
See?
You cannot say you love me and don't work.
That's another topic.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to the story. I want you to just think for a second.
All right.
When you postpone those taxes, so when you say, here's a seed, here's a package of seeds for $10, you could pay 20% taxes now because we know what the taxes are right now. $10, 20%, we know that's $2.
Right.
We don't have to guess.
Right.
We don't have to wonder. We don't have to hope. It's not what we think. It's not what we believe.
Right.
We know right now you're paying 20% on $10.
Got it.
Which is $2.
Done.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
The masses, most people, and the system is set up. You're talking about systematic racism. Oh my God. Don't just think it's all about race. I told you, main thing is about money. The silly people that are around here killing people, black, because they're the silly, that's the lower class. Rich people ain't out here killing people. That's them rednecks that.
Careful.
Yeah, that's them rednecks that talking about their country. I don't understand how, first of all, I'm going to digress. You're going to be a redneck and talking about this is my country, and you got a Confederate flag. You lost. You lost. And you was going against America. And then you're going to put up a monument. What kind of crap is that? You a bully. Well, how could you be going against, and you a thug going against America and with a Confederate flag and still fly it? They should be running for the hills. Everybody that lost should be running for the hills. We should not have monuments. Okay, I'm digressing. Okay. All right, I'm digressing. Okay. Let me get back. Let me get back that.
Seed harvest.
Poor, and talking about this is my country. No, it's the Indians.
Okay.
And then you got a Confederate flag. It ain't your country. And then you also a racist and you got Nazi. So now you're a German. You're all against America, but you're American? Oh my God. We've been bamboozled. Everybody should be running them out of Dodge. Run them back to Germany. Getting them. Oh, let me digress. Okay. I don't want to digress. Okay. So if you have the seed here, right? Why on earth would you say, no, I don't want to pay the $2? I don't want to pay the $2. I don't want to pay the 20%. I want to defer. I want to postpone paying my taxes, even though I know what it is right now. I can get rid of them fools. No, I want to postpone it. Now, you want to keep putting money in that postponement deferred vehicle, 401k, IRA. You want to keep because you're saying you want to have it there because you want them to help, because you want to grow. Later on, you want to be able to take it out. But when you take it out in harvest time, now you got a whole lot of money because you've been putting away like you're supposed to, saving more and more. In fact, every year they say you can put more into qualified plans.
Okay.
At one time, it was 15,000. Now it's 19,000. It's gonna be 20,000. They're gonna tell you can put away 30,000. You're gonna be like, but it's a Trojan horse.
Gotcha.
Now, fast forward, you don't put all this money into your qualified plan over 20 years, 30 years.
That's what you've been told to do.
That's what you've been told to do.
Save.
That's right.
Okay.
Now it's time to retire.
Okay.
You ain't never getting rid of them taxes. Taxes, whoever in office, the government says we need money. Because right now,
I just saved up $1 million. My retirement is worth $1 million.
That ain't your money.
You mean I don't have $1 million?
No, you don't have $1 million.
Why don't I?
Because you didn't pay the tax on the seed.
You didn't pay it on that seed.
That's right. Now you get ready to take the money out, man. Ain't no way in the world you getting ready to get rid of them taxes.
You know, it's amazing. People still, when they come to us and they say, "Look what I got," I said, "Oh my God, you saved up $800,000. You know, that's not yours." What do you mean? They're so proud to see all those zeros, which is fantastic. But it's really not all your money.
No.
You have not paid the taxes on it.
Lynda, you even have people that say, listen, Mr. Henderson, I'm getting ready to retire in 3 more years. So I'm putting more money into my retirement. I'm maxing it out.
Postponing
You put more money
Yeah.
and postponing the pain.
The pain.
And you want to grow. You want to pay more. I would think that you would take the money and pay the taxes now and put more outside. Soon as you learn that you shouldn't be paying taxes on the harvest, you should be paying taxes on a seed. You're supposed to put money outside of that qualified plan. That's what a goal is. That's what you want to do. I want you to think about that. Some people getting ready to retire, they want to max out. No, you don't max out. You maxing out pain because you don't really know how much and what tax rate it's going to be. You don't know. I remember back in 1945, 1950, 1960, taxes was 70, 80%.
Ooh.
Y'all don't know that. Look it up.
Ooh.
No, right now you don't. A lot of y'all don't know how good we got it right now with these taxes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. With the deficit and the debt being over 26 trillion, I don't care who gets in office in the next 4 years, 5 years. Come on, the government's taxes got to go up. So if y'all want to put more money inside of those retirement plans, so-called retirement plans, no. My point is there's so many different type of tax-free, so many different type of alternatives than just putting money into the 401k, which is essentially the stock market. I'm not saying the stock market is bad. I'm a stock jock. I love stocks. But most of my money is not in the stocks. No way. Because, come on, that don't make a lot of sense. You're blind. You're going to just look at the end of the month and see, that's like lucky that's like a scratch off. Are you making money? You're not making money? Come on. No.
You have a flair for the dramatic, you know that. What we're trying to say is it's just so important to get yourself a plan, to work that plan, to get with an expert.
Call our office.
Call our office, 305-825-1444. We're independent financial advisors. We're not trying to push a product. This is really, we've been saying this for 15 years? This is not a movement. This is not a moment. It's a movement.
Yes.
This is not a moment. It's a movement. And now more than ever, a lot of spotlights are being shined down on us, on young people, on people of color. And man, we got to get it together. You got it. That knowledge is power now more than ever.
Yeah. Give us a call. Give us a call, 305-825-1444.
And consultations, we can do it on Zoom.
Zoom.
We can do it on the phone.
Go to meeting.
It's free. Still free?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just your time. You have to.
Yeah.
Scriptures say you have to ask, you have to seek, and you have to knock. Let me tell you something. If you and deep down inside, you say, I know there's something better. What are they doing? They ain't telling me, but I know they doing something. And let me tell you something. That's wisdom.
Yep.
They are doing something that you don't know about.
That you don't know
it's
about.
always something better and more. Don't ever think that what
Amen.
all in front of you, that's it. No,
Amen.
no. And why do I say that? Because we could just look at history. There's a lot of things we didn't know. I mean, what was it? Hidden Figures? I never knew about the black lady. They keep a lot of stuff because we don't write the history. We don't have the information. We're not surrounded by millionaires and business people.
And Juneteenth and Black Wall Street. You know how many people I've heard that say they didn't know about that?
I didn't know about it.
Whoa.
I didn't know about it until this year. I'm just telling you, I didn't know about Juneteenth. And I think I'm well read.
Well,
I read at least 4 books a month. Granted, there are a lot of financial literacy books.
The point is, a lot of people do know about it now.
But I know about it now. I mean,
great.
you ask me how to do an oil change. I've never done an oil change in my life. I've never cooked. I don't know I never cooked a pot of rice. But in terms of this investments,
Right.
I know how to do this stuff.
Right.
Financial planning.
Be safe out there. COVID is real. We have our masks. As soon as we get off this camera, we masking up. Please be safe out there. The restaurants will be there. The bars will be there. We want you to be there.
Yes.
So please be safe and take it serious. Henderson Financial, full service financial planning firm, 305-825-1444. I'm Lynda V. Harris, Vice President and
Robert Henderson. Next week, I want to talk about wills and trusts.
I love it.
Because a lot of people still do. That's one of my favorite
how
subjects.
timely right now with
Probate
all
and
this.
all
Oh,
this
my
stuff. Let's
goodness.
talk about
Yeah.
wills and trusts. Let's
Okay.
break it down to you like a 6-year-old. Again, I'm Robert Henderson, president of the Henderson Financial Group. We love what we do. Please call us, 305-825 1444. Have a wonderful day
Good
and
job.
keep it locked, man. I tell you. And my daughter, Hyacinth Henderson, who's a registered investment advisor, she's been with us for 17 years. She's coming up next. So keep it locked on the Henderson Financial Group Facebook page. We also, Isaac, we also filming on YouTube, right? You're gonna put it up. You're gonna load that up later today. Yeah, we're gonna be on YouTube later today. That's Understanding Money. Love you, peace, happiness. Until we see you again, take care. Be safe.
good day.
305-825-1444. Lock that in.